Wow. Okay. So is this happening? Am I live? I'm not late. I said 7:30 and it is 1 minute to 7:30. My computer is not it's not late. I'm not late, guys. I'm on time. Uh okay, if you guys can see me, if you guys can hear me, say hi. There's a bunch of y'all here on this live chat. Okay, so this is my first live stream ever. So it's going to be quite stupid. And I've never done this before. This is my room. And मैं उस टीवी पर कोशिश कर रही थी लगाने की स्क्रीन सेवर जिसमें बॉयज का वॉलपेपर आ जाए, बट मुझसे समझ नहीं आया कि कैसे करना है वो. So I know, thanks Arbaz. It is a nice room. So I see a lot of you guys have already started like chatting here and stuff. Can you guys hear me properly? I have no idea how to do this. I've never done a live video. So if you guys can hear me properly, it's great. I look like a young Queen Elizabeth, SV says. That's really weird. Utkarsh, Shubham, Samraj, Chandra, Shubham, Dishari, Anuradha, Sam, Arbaz. There we go. Okay, so I think you guys can hear me properly, which is great. So this is my room. Welcome to my room. I'm in Delhi. I'm in my parents' house. And it's kind of weird being back in the room where I grew up. I mean, this is where I used to sleep when I was in school and college, and it's kind of strange, but it's also kind of nice because now I'm home and everybody is taking care of me. So अगर आप लोगों ने अभी तक द बॉयज का सीजन 2 नहीं देखा है, प्लीज इस लाइव स्ट्रीम से फटाफट निकल जाएं, बिकॉज कल रात को मैंने सीजन 2 का लास्ट एपिसोड खत्म किया है एंड इट्स ब्लोन माय माइंड एंड आई वाज लाइक दिस इज इट, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द टॉपिक ऑफ माय फर्स्ट लाइव स्ट्रीम. सो हियर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सीजन 2 द बॉयज. Is there anybody here in the comments who has not watched the last episode of the boys? Please leave right now. Also, this is not a review, okay? I mean, I'm not just saying this as a joke, जैसे मैं अपने movie reviews को बोलती हूँ, not a movie review. ये actually में review नहीं है, because I think अभी तक मुझे समझ में नहीं आया कि एक web series को review कैसे किया जाए. You know, they're so long and there's so much content and there's so much going on in a web series that I don't think that I have actually learned how to do a web review accurate that this show is inspired from, because I will be the first person to say that I have no idea who these people are. I did not know what universe they are from. My comic book knowledge is very limited to, you know, what I see in the movie. So it's unfortunately quite limited to Marvel and DC, and it hasn't gone beyond that. So if there's anyone here who has read the original source material and wants to talk about that, please mention here in the comments, and we will talk about that in the comments. Wow, somebody's actually started to give me money. What? Nikki, that's really kind. Wow. Okay, wait. So how do I highlight I don't know how to highlight users or people who are also on this channel. I have started memberships. So I think starting tomorrow, you guys will be able to join as a member, and I'm going to do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I'm going to be uploading behind the scenes videos. I will tell you about the equipment that I use and how I use it, and what are the little tips and tricks that I use to make these videos happen. What are the mics? What is the light? How I'm using teleprompters at home, and how I'm making this work. So that's one video that's already ready, and that will only be accessible to members of this channel. But let me be very clear, all the stuff that I've been putting out, Ghar Se movie review and other things that I'm doing at home, they will still be available on the channel. So if you're not a paying member, that is totally fine. There is still so much that I have planned that I'm going to be putting out on this channel. Paid comments are already highlighted. Okay, so thanks for that, Arijit. Movie watching buddy. Love my t-shirt. So this t-shirt, of course, is from my own line of t-shirts. You can buy them at kadakmerch.com. Kadak merch search kijiye, and you can buy my t-shirts there. I have another print which says women telling women stories, and I have new prints that are also coming out, and that is also going to be exclusively available pre-release to the community members who join from tomorrow, and then 2 हफ्ते के बाद हम सबके लिए open कर देंगे. But if you want early orders, get your orders in, and you can buy new t-shirts also. Samraj says, I've read some of the boys comics, and this is one instance where the live action adaptation is actually better than the written material. Samraj, okay, all right. I have been reading so much about people talking about what they're expecting to see in season 3, who are the other superheroes / supervillains that they're expecting to see in season 3, and I'm really excited. I'm most excited to see what's going to happen to little Ryan. I think I'm getting disconnected because of my bad internet connection. 1 second. We are trying to reconnect. I'm going to pause. Sorry, huh? We're just trying to reconnect. I think it's kind of unstable. Okay, I'm back. I think there was a little instability. So, here are my questions. Why does the show talk about MM's OCD? Starlight mentions it at one point to that lovely fellow. And then she doesn't mention it again, and no one mentions it again. What is with MM's OCD? Is that spoken about in the comic books? Is that relevant at all? If not, why does it come in the show? I didn't understand. So if anyone's read that in the comic books, please highlight me. Utkarsh Bansal says that I would say comics and shows are frequently much better. I think Umbrella Academy also. Yes, that is also another thing that I felt that was a little lacking in The Boys. It needed a better soundtrack, I think, because like Umbrella Academy had such a great soundtrack. It had like all these great rock songs, Queen, and like all kinds of things. I think it needed a better soundtrack. Otherwise, it's perfect. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it. In fact, the last time I felt so compelled to talk about a television series was when I saw the first season of True Detective. Don't even get me started on the second season, but the first season of True Detective inspired a lot of like thoughts in me, and I wanted to talk about it. And this is the second time that has happened. Thank you, Vaibhav and Sugandha, for putting me onto this show. That's my sister and brother-in-law. They watch it regularly, and I binged it in like 2 weeks. I think it took me because the episodes are very long. Fanboy says that MM in the comics suffers a condition which requires him to drink his mother's breast milk to stay alive. That is really weird. I did not know that. But I want to know about the OCD. Talking of soundtracks, will you be reviewing Scam 1992? You know what? I quite regret that I've not gotten around to watching that series, but I will be watching that series, and I'm going to be watching it. And maybe for the next live stream, we can talk about Scam 1992 because I really want to watch it. Sony Live ki subscription leke rakhi hui hai mere. I've just not found the time to sit down and watch the episodes. But the next live stream is going to be about Scam 1992. I'm going to definitely watch that. True Detective Season 1 is spectacular. So Engineer Mantra says that in the comics, MM is a super. He needs to drink his mother's milk to keep his strength, otherwise he gets weak and he dies. He keeps his mother locked up somewhere. What? That is so random. I just thought that they called him MM because they're making fun of his name. Like they, instead of calling him Marvin Milk, they're calling him Mother's Milk. I really thought that that was it. That is so random. He's a soup and he needs to drink his mother's milk. Wow. I'm like spitting. I'm so shocked. That is insane. You guys, if you guys have other trivia about The Boys in along these lines, please share. Shubham said that MM's dad died because of some disease while he was fighting what, so now he does not want to die like his dad. But that they talked about in the show also, na? One day like he was typing something and then no, I'm talking about like other trivia and facts that you guys know that I have no idea about. Please share. Like I said, in the comics, all the characters are grey and super, super edgy. I disagree with the soundtrack part. That's Pineapple Pizza. The Billy Joel soundtrack was just epic. Also, Psych Killer, the song at the end of the second track, is continuously playing in my head for past week. Well, I take that point. Pineapple Pizza. Any show with any Billy Joel songs in it is a spectacular use of music. So I take that point. Nothing about OCD. Maybe it'll come up in the next season. Okay, so now let us talk about. Okay, Pineapple Pizza has a question. They're saying that in the comics, Stormfront and Congressman Newman are actually males. Any reason, according to you, why the gender might have been swapped? I think that is to keeping in mind where the current popular culture conversations are, to make a product, to make a show, to make a film more inclusive, more gender inclusive, to show more women in positions of power, and also to show more women as, villains, with power, with agency, and with authority. So I think it's really interesting that they did the role reversal and they made Newman and Stormfront women, and I welcome that, even though both of them are villains, but that's fine. You don't have to depict all women as angels, because all women are not angels. The idea is to depict more female characters and to have more females. So I think Pineapple Pizza, that might be the reason why that happened. DB Raid, Mahima Jaiswal, thanks all the Deshbhakt fans who were here from yesterday, from our Discord conversation yesterday, all the DB fans, thank you for being here. I'm going to do this because, like I said, web shows ko actually 5 से 6 minute में review कैसे करूं मुझे पता नहीं और मुझे समझ नहीं आता. So I think I'm going to now do regular streaming conversations to talk specifically about web shows. All right, so Utkarsh Bansal wants to straight up jump into the Newman twist. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Newman twist. Give me an emoji here, and I have some custom emojis. I think if you go into the custom emojis link, you can, if you type Sucharita, you might be able to see a family of new emojis that I have uploaded today, and they're all my face. All the emojis are my face. So go into the custom emojis link, maybe type Sucharita. I am not quite sure how it works, but maybe you'll be able to see some custom emojis. But if any of you saw the Newman twist coming, give me a shout out. Put out an emoji here, the custom emojis that I've just put up, and so that I will know that you guys saw that twist coming. I didn't see the twist coming at all. I didn't think that Newman was going to be a soup, let alone a soup terrorist. I think it's diabolical, to quote Butcher, and I think it was incredible that turns out that she is... she's a soup and she's the one who's blowing everyone up. Actually, I should have started this video saying, hi, my name is Sucharita. This is my YouTube channel. And right now we're going to be talking about The Boys, also known as Surprise Head Explosion Alert. How many head explosions are there in season 2, man? Did anybody count kitni head explosions there season ke andar? Quite crazy. Sarada says that in an interview, it was mentioned that MM's family had a problem with Compound V, where his father worked in a factory and inhaled it too much. Interesting. What do you think if Stormfront is dead or alive? What about Soldier Boy Easter egg? So I think Stormfront is not entirely dead, but Stormfront is also not Gecko. So because her limbs have been blown off and she doesn't have arms anymore and she doesn't have legs anymore. But I do not think that she is dead. My television is dead. स्क्रीन सेवर बंद हो गया है, ऑटोमेटिक शटडाउन हो गया बिजली बचाने के लिए. चलिए, अच्छी बात है. Skill, we're not talking about Martin Scorsese here. Maybe at one point when we do talk about Martin Scorsese, then I will talk to you about what my favorite Martin Scorsese film is. I made these custom emojis, you guys. Are they not showing up? Look, that emoji says confused and happy. I don't know how to do this. It's stupid. I'm going to have to figure this out. Okay, so now moving on to the next topic are other things about the show that there are some things that I did not understand, right? सबसे पहले तो MM का OCD क्या है और क्यों है, and what was the need to introduce us to that OCD. Second, I don't understand what is the significance of Fresca. Everybody keeps saying you want a Fresca when they want you to join that cultish church. But then we never find out. I thought that there was spiking people. There was something in the Fresca. And what is the significance of that? Is there a significance of that in the comic books? Thanks, Pineapple Pizza, for being here and watching. Confused. Yeah, I know, Samraj. I'm trying to share some emojis, but it's actually not working. Just brand promotion. Inside joke. Chandra Mohan is saying inside joke. Product placement. Really, you guys? There is no Fresca or something along those lines in the books. But if that was a branded brand promotion, then why would Fresca actually give money for something like that? Because they have showed it to be aligned with the bad guys, and brands usually don't give money to be aligned with the bad guys. I mean, I don't know if this is an urban legend or not, but everybody says that in movies, Apple does not allow use of iPhone if there's a villain that's using it. Villains in big Hollywood movies are not allowed to use iPhones because Apple doesn't let that happen. I don't know if that's true or if it is just urban legend, but brands don't like to be associated with bad people. So it's really interesting that if you guys think that, or if that's actually fact, I'm not aware that Fresca is actually there as brand promotion. I think it is also a reference to drinking the Kool-Aid. वो कहते हैं ना जब कोई cult join करता है या जब कोई किसी ऐसे Netflix पे इतनी सारी documentaries हैं आश्रम में चले जाते हैं तो they have drunk the Kool-Aid. So I think it could be a reference to that also. Fresca is some sort of fail-safe designed by Edgar. I don't know. I didn't understand that, Illuminati. Not just wow, everybody's really unhappy with Fresca. That is really weird. The mobile video blackmailing isn't stupid. You know about that video when Queen Maeve shows up in the woods at the end and she says to Homelander that if you don't let Ryan go and if you don't let Billy Butcher go right now, I am going to publish this video and I'm going to tell everybody who you are. My thought is, where was this phone? Because अभी तो वो Stormfront से लड़ाई कर रही थी. She was kicking Stormfront's ass. Where did she keep that phone in that costume? Was my question. Because in that moment I was like, oh man, what is she going to say? I hope she doesn't pull out a phone. I hope she doesn't show him the video. Did she come here with the phone in her hand? That'll be really random. So that moment was a little bit jarring. I agree with you, Shah Rukh Khan. Skill is saying, how do you learn critical film thinking like Vinit Masram and myself? Listen, just watch films. That's it. That's all you need to do. Just watch films, use your brain, think, analyze, and you will be able to talk about films in your own way. Skill. I actually found season 1 to be better. This felt disjointed. No, Srihari. I thought the second season was amazing. The way they build conflict, the way every character is so deeply researched and thought out and written, and the conflict never feels forced, and every single time there is a motivation for every tiny little movement made by the characters, except the Fresca. I didn't understand the motivation behind it, but I found that there was motivation, especially in the last couple of episodes when you find out the back history of Serge, aka Frenchie. When you find out who he is and what he had been doing and why he's so involved with Vought and the superheroes and what he really thinks about it and his whole back history with Lamplighter, I thought it was fascinating. I really, really did. So I think second season was, I think it was better than first season. There wasn't any pockets in the costume, right? Same, yeah. Starlight actually says also, and even Stormfront says that we need pockets. The phone is from a man's GoPro camera, which he recorded. I know. Deep found the thing in the ocean and things like that. I know where the video came from. I'm just saying it was really random that she pulled it out in the woods at that moment. Shivam is saying that there are many quick fixes in the show. For example, Becca escaping from Vought and Butcher going to the Vought facility like a walk in a park. Plus, A-Train just giving out the information in the end. I also felt that way. When Butcher is sitting across from Edgar, the main guy, I think his name is Edgar, and he's saying that there's clearly a shot on my head somewhere, and then Edgar says that there's more than one, and they're sitting next to the window. In that moment, I'm thinking that what is actually stopping them from killing Butcher? If they kill Butcher in this moment, half of their problems go away. Why would they not kill Butcher? Because Ryan is not with Butcher at that point. Ryan is with Homelander, and there is nothing that Butcher can provide them in that. I mean, it was kind of random to me why Butcher was just allowed to walk into Vought Towers and just sit across from them and have that conversation. Okay, Deep's character arc is random. Ayush, I think Deep's character arc is interesting. They started him out as an actual out and out bad guy, and then you really kind of see the human side to him. And I'm not saying you see the humane side to him. He's still very much very selfish and self-absorbed, and he's still very much a bad guy. But I think it's interesting that they went into his backstory a little bit and explored his personality a little bit, and then kind of gave him interpersonal relationships with other people, specifically the head of the church and A-Train. It's interesting to see his kind of bonding with A-Train. He wants his approval, and then he is also competitive because both of them want to be back in the 7. I thought the redemption arc that they gave to A-Train, I felt was a little problematic, but because they did give him a redemption arc, because he's the first villain in the story, right? When we open season 1, he's the one who runs through Huey's girlfriend, and he's the first murderer. And then in the end, he gets a redemption arc because then he says F-U-C-K, that N-A-Z-I-B-I-T-C-H. I don't know if I should be cursing on a live stream, kind of random, because he's black and Stormfront is racist, and he just wants to get back at her because of her racism, and he doesn't want to be suppressed as a black man, and that kind of gives him a little bit of redemption, which I was just like, okay, sure, why not? The whole point of Ryan was to raise Homelander with a mom. By the way, there's a big twist about Black Noir in the comics. It changes everything. Who is Black Noir? Please give me, that's another unanswered question I have because I've not read the comics. What is Black Noir's deal? All the superheroes have like some kind of like one superhero trait that has been picked up from popular culture. Like there's a Captain America, there's a Wonder Woman, there's a Flash, there's an Aquaman. Who is Black Noir and what is his power and what is his story? If anyone knows Black Noir's story, please share. Illuminati says that Edgar likes to know how things are going to play out. He's a smart guy. He needs to have a bit of info. That's why he didn't off Butcher. Okay, sure. I'll take that. Sarda says that the moment I saw Becca, I knew she was going to die. It was such a typical thing. I didn't think Becca was going to die. I thought that Becca and Butcher will not be together. They will be separated. Butcher is not destined to be happy and have a happy family, because if you give him a happy family, his whole personality and his whole characteristic changes, and everything that we've invested in so far as a character is going to go away. So I did not think that the show will let him have a happy life with a wife. But I did not think that Becca was going to die. That definitely came to me as a surprise. SV is asking, is it true that Homelander is set to become a homicidal maniac in The Boys season 3? I mean, the actor, I forget his name, but he did say this in an interview. He said this in an interview that the only 2 things that he knows about his character in season 3 is homicidal maniac. So I think that that's going to happen because like the people that he's close to, he just can't help himself, but he just murders everybody he's close to. I mean, the way he murdered Doppelganger, it was so random when you find out that he's been screwing around with Doppelganger. It was so weird to see. But then when Doppelganger also turns into Homelander and they're about to like do things to each other, it was really random, but also fascinating. I couldn't peel my eyes off the television. It was great. Anthony Starr. Yes, his name is Anthony Starr. He's from New Zealand. And, I went and I actively saw a few of his interviews after watching the show because I was just so angry at Homelander. I was just so pissed, and not just because he's a villain, because he's also very sexist. So I was so pissed. So I went and I watched a few interviews because that really helps you to separate the performer from his or her performance. And when you hear his accent and he talks in this New Zealand accent, it's very nice and it's very charming, and he seems like a nice fellow. So if any of you are grappling with Homelander anger issues, I would suggest go to like BuzzFeed and things and watch Anthony Starr's interview. He's adorable. Anjuman says that Black Noir was the one who raped Butcher's wife and Becca in comics. Oh, I did not know that. That's brand new information. In the comics, Black Noir is a clone of Homelander and ends up killing Homelander. Wow. Is that why Homelander is partial towards Black Noir? Because he says that in a couple of scenes, it makes you feel that he's partial towards Black Noir, that he likes Black Noir more than he likes the others. Is that because Black Noir is Homelander's clone? Wow, that's insane. Black Noir is a failsafe designed by Vought to keep Homelander in check. Basically, Black Noir is a stronger clone of Homelander without the power of flight or laser eyes. Wow. All right. That is blowing my mind. That's blowing my mind, you guys. Wow. Okay, does Homelander see Madeline Stillwell as a kind of mom to him? She's constantly comforting him like a young son, and he's also jealous of her baby. Yeah, for sure. That's a total like weird like mother-son strange relationship, incestuous kind of that they have, because he didn't grow up with a mother, and I think female figure that fulfills both his requirements from women. And I thought it was a very interesting dynamic, and I thought it was fascinating to see the two of them together. I actually really enjoyed all their scenes together, Madeline Stillwell and Homelander. Yeah, Snigdha, I agree with you. Snigdha Debroy Chaudhary, she says, because he's a narcissist, he likes Black Noir more than others. Because now that I've learned Black Noir is a Homelander clone, it totally makes sense. Do you think Butcher felt out of character as he actually tries to help Becca's son, as he always blames Soups for everything wrong in the world? That is one of his conflicts. That's what I'm talking about. In the second season, the conflict development is just continuous. It's continuous. Every character has new conflicts, not even in every episode, but halfway through each episode. So when Butcher meets at the end of season 1, when we find out that Becca is alive and she has a son with Homelander, that is a new conflict that is coming to his life, because his conflict of finding Becca is almost coming to a close. So the writing has given him another conflict to overlap so that his journey continues. And then later on, when Becca dies, and or not, even before Becca dies, he now has this conflict that he has to leave Becca because she is, wants to protect her son, which is obviously totally justifiable, and she knows that he will never be happy with having a Soup in the house. So that is another conflict that they've given him right there, because now that he's found Becca, what next? Then when Becca dies, he has a brand new conflict: what to do with this child. Even before Becca dies, again, when she says, "You have to promise me that you're going to protect him, you're going to bring him back," that's a new conflict. And then after she dies, that's a brand new conflict all over again. And all the characters throughout the series, you will notice that they get new conflicts once per episode. There's like new stuff that they have to now overcome and figure out. Like A-Train continuously has new conflicts. He's got, and all of them are interrelated because it is one character in the same journey that they're on. But A-Train has so many different conflicts. Deep has so many. That's why I said I really like this character, and I like how they go into his character and his personality a little bit to give him fresh conflicts constantly. That scene when he comes in from underwater and he's sitting on that whale, and then you smash into that whale. Have you ever seen anything like that? That there are people inside a whale's body, and it's kind of played for laughs, but it's also gory. It's so many things together, and it's an achievement in storytelling, filmmaking. Fabulous. Homelander is coming after you. You can ensemble 5 heroes from any fictional universe to stop him. Who do you choose? I love that question. Okay, SV. SV is asking, if Homelander is coming after you, you can ensemble 5 heroes from any fictional universe to stop him. Who do you choose? Guys, give your answers. I'm going to read your answers out. My answers are going to be: number 1, Thor, because he's a god. Has to be Thor. Number 2, Captain America. And I'm only thinking of like fictional superheroes from the movies, because that's really as far as my knowledge goes. So Thor, Captain America, because Captain America, I think, can take on Homelander a little bit, even though like he can't fly. I don't know. Superman has the laser eyes. Superman has the flying ability. Superman is basically what Homelander is designed on, because when they're designing these superheroes in the labs, I think they've also gone through comics and decided, Acha chalo, let's make him Superman, let's make her Wonder Woman and things like that. So Thor, Superman, not Captain America. I remove him. I would go with the... I don't know. I don't think that I want 5. Ugh. Dr. Manhattan? Okay, I have no idea who Dr. Manhattan is. Fanboy, Mr. Manhattan. A lot of you are saying Mr. Manhattan. I have no idea. Captain Marvel, yes, because she's also alien, and I don't think that there's very little that can actually destroy her. So basically, anybody who has to fight Homelander cannot be from the Earth. It has to be Captain Marvel or Superman or Thor. Loki, I think Loki will do a very good job, because Loki is a mischief maker. So I think Loki will be great. Billy Butcher is not a soup. The question was, you have to assemble 5 soups. Billy Butcher is not a soup. That's why. Superman, Thor, Flash, Captain Marvel, Krish. I love that. Amit Shah. Well done, Prakhar. Well done. That is the answer to end all answers. I also really enjoyed in the series the continuous popular culture references, because usually when you're, looking at these like sci-fi movies, they're post-apocalyptic, there's flying jet, they're set in like a futuristic world or something like that. But when you are watching this series, when you're watching The Boys, there's continuous references to all kinds of popular culture things. Of course, there's Billy Joel throughout, but they're also talking about Ellen DeGeneres and Portia Rossi. They're also talking about Spice Girls and like all kinds of different things. And I think that was really cool and interesting. Also, they also talk about the 1983 World Cup, and that was a really fun little moment, even though it's a very bad moment in the show, in the storyline for Billy Butcher. He's confronting his father, and it's a very painful moment for him, and you feel bad for him. Your heart goes out to him. But I picked up on that, and I was kind of like, oh yeah, 1983 Cricket World Cup, the only other country, the only people in the world watching the show who will enjoy that 3-second moment when he says, remember 83 World Cup, are Indians. There are no other people in the world who will be like, ah, in that moment, right? 1983 World Cup. Also, I mean, why is it called The Boys? They're like girls also, right? Oh, yeah, are there no girls in the comic books? That's why the series is called The Boys. I don't know. The entire deep storyline was to take a dig at Tom Cruise. Why Tom Cruise? I don't get it. Scientology. I don't think they're taking a dig at Tom Cruise. I think they're taking a dig at Scientology. The whole show, the text obviously is superheroes and supervillains, but the subtext of the whole show is celebrity culture. That's really what the show is talking about. Celebrity culture and how politics uses and politicians use celebrity culture. That is the entire subtext. You see this in Hunger Games as well. The importance of PR and how PR really is the be all and end all of everything, of dynasties, of politicians, of leaders and rulers, players, celebrities. And this entire show is also a dig on the same thing, except I think it goes one step ahead to make it more gory and more like shakes you up a little bit more. Which character did you dislike the most? Stormfront. Definitely Stormfront. She's everything that's wrong with everything. And then when you find out that she is Mrs. Watt and she's the one who's kind of started the whole thing with her husband, Mr. Watt, and she's a Nazi and she's racist and Stormfront. Like, I dislike her more than Homelander. Homelander is also despicable. There is not one redemption in that character, but Stormfront definitely I dislike the most. Yar Aryan, I didn't watch Birds of Prey, unfortunately, so I don't have an opinion on the film. I really, really like Margot Robbie, but I couldn't watch Birds of Prey. Miss ho jate hain thodi film mein. Shivam is giving me an answer to a question I asked a while back. The involvement of Fresca could clearly be historical reference to the infamous Jonestown cult that was formed in 1978. I think that's where drinking the Kool-Aid comes from. I could be wrong. Homelander feels a bit human, at least. No, he feels not human at all. He's not human at all. Aerosmith's Dream On sequence was awesome. Yeah, correct. Utkarsh, I totally agree with you. Utkarsh is saying to Shubhadeep that all political commentary feels relevant to India these days. I mean, just watch Trial of the Chicago 7. If you guys have not seen Trial of the Chicago 7, please watch. Then watch my review, or watch my review first. There's no spoilers, and then you can go watch the film. It is a fabulous film. There is text. Obviously, you're talking about the Chicago riots that happened in the late 60s, and then the trials that happened after that. But the subtext of that film and what Aaron Sorkin is saying, that history is repeating itself right now. It is not repeating itself just in the United States of America, but it's also happening in India. And that is really what the film is talking about, that if we don't take active participation and active interest in politics, and if we don't go out there and protest and dissent and ask for our rights and stand up for our sisters and brothers, history will repeat itself, and absolute power is absolute corruption. Fabulous film. Trial of the Chicago 7. Highly recommended. Frenchie's accent is so cute. Ayush Mittal, like everybody else in the universe, Frenchie/Serge is my favorite character. Kind of next to Kimiko. Serge and Kimiko are my favorite characters, and I would really love to see how they start off season 3. I hope that they're dancing somewhere. They're hitting all the clubs in New York, and they're going on international vacations in Paris, and they're dancing and they're having fun, and he's cooking up a storm, and I hope they're together, and I hope that they're a couple, and I hope Kimiko never dies, and I hope Frenchie never dies. I love both of them so much. Gun violence wala section, when they were talking about what to do in case of super terrorist. Yes, definitely. When they have that little AV playing out where Homelander says that your teacher should have a firearm. that is again a political comedy. The show is full of political commentaries of what is happening in the current world. It's amazing. It talks about social media and everything, about memes and things like that. It's such a wonderful show, and I don't know how old the comics are and when they were written, and if these things existed back then, the internet culture and memes and things like that. But if they've incorporated it now, it's fabulous. Subhadeep saying Starlight's powers suck. I don't know, Starlight's powers suck, Shubhadeep. But Starlight is just, she's the ray of hope, and she's the catalyst for this whole thing, her inclusion in the Seven, and simultaneously Huey's line and storyline, and when they come together. So I thank her for being the catalyst for this whole thing. What about Schitt's Creek, Jatin? I love Schitt's Creek, and it's one of the best shows ever made. But right now, we're not talking about Schitt's Creek. It is one of the best shows ever made. I've watched so many Canadian shows recently on Netflix, and they're so great. Schitt's Creek, if you've enjoyed, you will then enjoy Kim's Convenience. Please watch. It's very sweet, very, very sweet, sugary sweet, lovely show. And you will also enjoy Working Moms. Now, Working Moms is adult rated. There's a lot of nudity in that show, but it is really nice, feel good happiness. Lots of women doing women things. So yeah, check that out as well. I have not seen the Titans. Rajkumar Rao would be an amazing Huey. Rajkumar Rao would be an amazing anything, but I think you need a younger actor to play Huey. I think Ishant Khattar would be very good as Huey. He's a good actor, and I think he's got the right look, and he'll have to work on his body language a little bit because he has a very hero body language, but I think Ishant Khattar would make a very good Huey, now that I think about it. Okay, I think I'm gonna go now, guys. I've been talking about 36 minutes live for 36 minutes. Black Noir has a nut allergy. Usko chocolate khila deti hai end mein. So see, like they kept bringing back that Almond Joy, and they kept talking about Almond Joy 3-4 times, and then it had a conclusion because then you find out that Black Noir is allergic to Almond Joys, and then Maeve feeds him Almond Joys, and then you're like, oh right, so maybe this is why they were talking about Almond Joy. Why are we talking about Fresca so much? I didn't understand. It was really kind of random to me. Yeah, Mohit, I agree with you. It is how the show encapsulates the real world and gives it a label of fiction. Salman Khan. Utkarsh. That's funny. So listen, you guys, that's all the thoughts I kind of have about this show that I've managed to put together a little bit. Let me go into my notes and see what else I have that I wanted to pick up with you guys. Okay, so I want to talk about Karl Urban. All right. I don't know if this has been said before, and I don't know if any of you are also agreeing to this, but doesn't Billy Butcher look like a cross between Benicio del Toro and Brad Pitt? Or am I the only one who feels that way? I can't be the only one who feels that way. I don't know if I've read it somewhere. I'm pretty sure there's threads upon threads of people saying that he looks like Benicio del Toro and Brad Pitt had a child. Very attractive man. I'm very attracted to him. But Vrinda, he does, right? Right? Definitely. Billy Butcher definitely looks like a cross between Benicio del Toro and Brad Pitt. English Brad Pitt, but bigger, more bulkier with a bigger face and a bigger body. But like his expressions are so Brad Pitt, and everything else about him is so Benicio del Toro. So yes, thank you for agreeing with me, you guys. Also, I really immensely enjoyed this little thing that if you go on Amazon Prime Video, the descriptions of the episodes are written from the point of view of what? All the descriptions are written from the point of view of what? So it's like what is telling you what is happening in the world. And it's all like, are we going to let these infiltrators get away with it? Find out when our superheroes come together again, etc., etc. So I thought that was really cool. I don't know if any of you actually read the descriptions of the episodes. I do. And I thought it was cool that they did that. I've not seen that happen ever before. If I want more Karl Urban being a badass, watch Dread. Extremely fun movie. Got it, Utkarsh. Thanks for that. I love that I actually put that in my notes. Yeah, I put so many things in my notes. Like I just have like all kinds of random thoughts when I'm watching and I'm typing away like this. कुछ बाद में मैं देखती हूँ क्या लिखा है, मुझे थोड़ा टाइम लगता है समझने में, but मैं हमेशा टाइप करती रहती हूँ कुछ. Yeah, that's it. Also, they take a dig on Trump when they keep saying make America safe again. That's a definite dig on Trump. And I'm pretty sure that that was not in the comic books. Or maybe it was. Who knows? Yeah. Prakhar, go back into the descriptions of the episode, especially in season 2, and read that all the descriptions on Amazon Prime Video are written from the point of view of Vought. And it's damn funny because it really kind of is sucking you into the universe where Vought controls everything and Vought controls all the popular culture and everything that you're watching on television. And they're trying to sell you their agenda constantly. Please watch Watchmen. Carl Urban's also in Thor Ragnarok. Mohit says that even when they mention Vought merchandise or ads, Amazon has notes describing it. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Dread. I'm definitely gonna watch Dread. Oh, okay, so they're taking a dig on Bush in the comics. Thanks, Hitesh. Because in this show, they're taking a dig on Donald Trump, and I love that so much. Yeah. Newman's character Vrinda is definitely AOC. It is supposed to be AOC. It is modeled after AOC. That's why when she turns out to be the bad guy who's exploding everybody's head, it was such a shock because I just wanted to love her and root for her and cheer for her. And it's so satisfying when twists come at you, which you just did not predict. I love this show. I love you guys. And thank you to all 88 of you who are here live right now, 90 people who are watching me live right now for the past 40 minutes. This live stream will be available on my channel because I've not yet figured out a way to do a review of a web series because it's just so long and there's just so much to kind of encapsulate into a short format. This is what I'm going to be doing. The next web series that I'm going to be talking about is Scam 1992, and I still haven't started watching it, so expect a little delay because I want to watch it, assimilate my thoughts, do a little bit of research, and the next web stream is going to be about that show because I just can't wait to start watching it. I'm going to read last few comments. Are you going to do more live streams? Yes, I am. Are you planning to do other streams? Yes, I am. रुको ना और बात करते हैं. प्रखर 41 minutes हो गए, भूख लग रही है मुझे. Okay. Jatin Singh, next time tell what you're discussing. तो मैं तो कल मैंने सुबह से बता दिया था कि हम ये करने वाले हैं. Also, please join my YouTube channel as members. I've just started memberships. I don't know if it's active yet. It might still be in review, but come back tomorrow. There will be memberships active, and I will be doing a lot of exclusive videos that you will be only able to watch if you're members. That if you join the club, you will get early access to some merchandise designs that I want to send out. And yes, different things, all the different tiers are mentioned there. Click that join button that you find next to the subscribe button and come be a member. My name is Sucharita. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. And if you're still confused that if you want to subscribe to the channel, watch a few of the videos. If you like what I talk about and if you feel like it's helpful and interesting and encourages conversations and kind of enhances the discourse around popular culture, cinema, and web shows, then you can subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Shivam, and all of you guys for saying all these nice things. Love from Mauritius. Thanks, guys. Oh, Mohit, so sweet. Okay. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel and come become a member. Okay, join. All right. Peace out. End kar do yaar.